There, I put the invitation up.
Hey, Rochelle, I think the show is yours. Updates! Yay!
Okay, so today is April 5th, 2023, and it is the DAO call. One moment here. I try to get through this without coughing too much. So I have some updates. I got the marketing PDF that Gabby had shared. I submitted it to EOS Bees, and I got the translation back in Chinese. So, but I have it in a Word document. I have to put it into our PDF with the font that's readable for simplified Chinese. So I'm doing that, and then I will publish that. The cost wasn't too bad. I went ahead and just paid it out of my EOS account, and it was, let me look here. Oops. There we go. I sent them, when was it? Uh, 26 EOS. So that wasn't too bad. I'm going to share it with everybody, and then I think I'm going to put in a proposal to ask the DAO back for the 26 EOS. Um,
Yeah, that's fine.
but I'll include it with the proposal, and then to the original PDF of the marketing materials, there were a few things I'd corrected, so I have an updated version. But I think with my proposal, I'm gonna post it tomorrow.
Are you
Um,
part of the group chat I set up? Did I add you?
I don't know which one did you add it
On
on?
on Telegram, I set up a group chat with Gabby, Jesse, me, and Raven from DeFi Box. Where
Okay,
so I can add you on Telegram because that's where materials have been posted. Um,
you know, you know what? I have my stuff set to where people can't automatically add me because I was getting added into all kinds of crazy things. Um, message me the link and then like an invite to join, and then I'll join it.
all right, I'll do that.
It's probably why you couldn't add me. That'll work. And then, so I'll share it in there too. But I'll put both versions in the proposal asking the DAO back for the 26 EOS. And yeah, that was my update. Gabby and I've been meeting with a lot of marketing idea stuff. We're expanding on the Twitter spaces we're doing. I'm in the middle of creating blog posts and content from our previous spaces, and I'll be doing that with today's space as well. We're going to have some cool things, I think, with some of our Discord and Telegram groups with this Twitter Spaces thing. I just saw a pop-up message from Richard. Where'd it go? Maybe, maybe not. So I have been hitting the books, making a lot of content for it. I'm going to completely enhance our marketing part of our Discord server. And then what is it? We have some plans to really put a lot more attention to our Discord with the networking and stuff on it. Discord's been kind of quiet. It needs to be ramped up. So we're going to be having a lot more events and activities and things on our Discord, networking with other projects in EOS, their Discords, getting their people coming to ours. It's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to be back to living on Discord full time again. So, yes.
That sounds good. The only
Sounds
thing
like
I could
fun.
add, what were you saying something, Bree?
I was saying it sounds like fun.
Okay. Uh, I noticed that one thing we could improve on, I think, is with Effect Force, for example, it's like basically a Binance Smart Chain DApp, right? So there are sites like I made a thread that maybe we can submit to have it listed, which I think could help a little bit.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so I got a thread. I think it's in general of a place where we could post where a listing could help. I know I told Jesse it's probably still a work in progress, but I know on DApp Radar we definitely need a presence. Like it, the activity on Effect Force should be represented on DApp Radar. That's another thing that can be improved on, I guess. Yeah, because it's already a working DApp, right? So really just need to make sure it's on the listings on where it can be listed.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to get control of the account back to us for our listing on DApp Radar. And you'll notice like the logo got updated, some of the things got updated. There still needs to be more work with like screenshots of DApp. I need to make longer descriptions for it, so that is um a work in progress right now. We still can't figure out who on the team had made that account, and I'm thinking it was like pre-ICO time when that was done, but we have control over it now, um, and can update it, so I'm very happy about that. Another thing is we haven't been going to a lot of events lately in the past like year or more. And there's so many events and happenings with the EOS community. So, um, Gabby's putting together a list and getting all of the events for. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cough again. Today's a trying day, and I have a lot of tea, but it's still not working. For us to attend, whether in person or virtual, all kinds of stuff. Just getting a list together, and then we're looking at what's doable and things like that. It's really time to blast all this up. So that's my biggest update is marketing materials are started. I'm gonna have we have the Effect DAO, we have a Google Drive. I know Bree, you've been in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start adding all this stuff, all kinds of marketing stuff, graphics, logos, content, presentations and things in that drive and putting it links of it to in our Discord server so any of us DAO members can utilize these things anytime we need, and it'll be just an easy way to have a library of when we need stuff and where to host it that everyone can get to it.
Yeah,
So
that's great. That's what I envisioned. I'm hoping that like all this material you're creating for DeFi Box, we can just reuse in the future.
exactly. I want to make all kinds of versions of all different things and just have us have a whole drive dedicated to all this stuff. Um, and then in there too, I want to have a document that says like point of contact, who to contact for partnerships or more information about the DAO and stuff like that, because this will be a public, like accessible Google Drive. So we might as well have a a document that, I mean, the public can't edit, but it has like all kinds of info too. Uh, because I know we have it on our website and then, and our socials and on these platforms, but still, um, who knows? Like someone could be doing a meetup or whatever, and they could have that just to print out and be like, here, pass it out, stuff like that. So, um, a lot of things going on. Gabby and I have been doing so much planning, and now it's time to post it all out for you guys. And I'm gonna be back to full-time living on Discord. I had some health stuff that I needed to take care of, and okay, it is Wednesday. It's the first Wednesday of the month. I heard tornado sirens, and I've been traumatized the last week of it,
yeah, it's
and
been
I
happening a
forgot.
lot.
Oh, yeah, we were traveling over the weekend helping out family and stuff, and it was just catastrophic. But okay, I'm good. Now that I realize the first Wednesday of every month here where I live, they do the sirens as a drill. So I can ignore this one. But what was I saying? I'm so sorry. That just rattled me.
You were talking about this. Well, I guess your health. I guess hopefully
Oh,
it's improving.
yeah, improving. And I have a software issue with my phone. I gotta get Discord back on. I'm gonna be back into living on Discord. We're gonna have events. I'm gonna have the bot do a bunch of postings. There's gonna be so much interaction. Back to how it used to be hopping in our server. So, um, we've tried, like the forum stuff. I was really thinking in the beginning it was gonna work well. Now, I'm not so sure. I think it's too hard to
Rochelle, as
navigate.
soon as I got used to it, you're like, we don't need it anymore.
No, for like some things, but
I mean,
I
I mean, I use it, but yeah, I agree. I mean, it does kind of feel like a ghost town. Like I feel like sometimes I'm the only one posting stuff.
Yeah,
and it
sometimes you are.
and it's like we're only using the chat ones more than we are the forum thread ones. So I think the forum thread ones are kind of be like directory like folders, and we're just gonna go back to chatting more, but then keeping the stuff that we don't want lost in the chat in like the forum things.
Yeah, that's exactly how I treat it. Like usually, I like specific things I want to archive for myself. I put in a thread,
Yeah.
rather than the chat because it's much easier to find it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we gave the forum stuff as like the main way of communicating a good try, but it just didn't work.
It's not conducive to conversation.
It's not, and it's really taken, and I hate saying it, but I'll admit it when I try something and it didn't work out and I was like wrong in my hypothesis. So, um, yeah. So
But I
that's
do like the forums for retaining a specific topic.
yeah, it's good for some things, but I think just the conversation and the interaction and stuff, we're so small still. I don't know. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
hard
gonna
to
change
really
it.
give a good. I feel like you can't really evaluate until we get bigger which one's really better or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh
Yeah.
yes, hey Richard.
If you're talking, Richard, we can't hear you.
I could hear you. Yeah. Yeah,
If
I
you
could
guys,
hear you.
if you
Wait,
guys try right click on him on his icon and where it says user volume, put it all the way up. That's what I just did. I don't know if it's something I can do because I'm an admin, but
it's already at 100% for me.
okay, then I did it.
So if I'm not, maybe I just need to disconnect and reconnect. 1 second.
If you're in the car,
Yeah,
and I'm a pro at doing voice when I'm in the car in meetings, lean
yeah.
way forward and yell, even though you might look ridiculous to other drivers. I do it all the time.
I
I
hear you
know.
now.
Yeah, brilliant. It's great to be here. Obviously, I've just said sorry I haven't been able to get any calls. I've just been flat out and stuff, and I'm trying to juggle things. But my heart's in the project, and I have been working in the background trying to collaborate. Get collaborations and talk and put the word about Effect Force really. I'm going to Nepal. The flights are booked in on the 26th of April. So what I want to try and do, I wanted to obviously get some of this learning material, which is good. You've got that sorted out in your Russia. I wanted to try and create, well, the long-term vision is to create an educational platform to be able to help connect these, let's say the unbanked or the people who haven't got the opportunities what we've got, and try and bridge the gap that way, really, by using maybe the EOS blockchain and Effect Force as the microtasking platform. So it's a way in there. So I've been on the site, and it's pretty. I was having a mess and play around with it a few weeks ago, and it's quite clunky. There wasn't a lot of tasks on there. So I'm just wondering where we are with that. Is it going to be more counterintuitive? Well, it's counterintuitive at the moment, really. It's not a great user face, is it? It's not a great experience when you go on there. So I'm just thinking, what's happening with that, and obviously moving forward, I'd love to obviously use Effect Force as a way of them to be able to earn an extra little bit of income. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It just needs to be a little bit for them, and that's going to transform the way they, live their lives as well. Because they, like their average worker, earns say $5 a day, an average farm worker. So you can see the impact it'll make by just helping them get going with us and educating them on how to use the platform. So that's where I am really with that.
In regards to the user interface, I think, unfortunately, David isn't here. There is a bug that gives me this error. I think they're working on it. As for like this red prompt, but yeah, as for tasks, there actually are like a bunch of I've seen tasks that are not, or rather batches that are not yet complete. So it means we need more workers.
Yeah, at least for the socials. On the socials, yes. But what David's on vacation right now. But I do have updates. Lawrence is been working on a lot of the user interface updates. It's going to be cleaner. It's not going to be so clunky. It's going to be easier to navigate and know what things are better explained. So I have a bunch of how-to guides for workers and requesters, but they're on hold waiting for Lawrence's UI updates and things to go on, because if I write them now, it's not going to work in like a few weeks because it's going to be completely different.
It may be useful to have the how-to guides on the site as well, like as a tab or something.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm gonna have on there as well. There's gonna be we're gonna add like a watermark overlay on the task previews for Effect Force, because I've noticed some people are confused. They think they did the task, but they really didn't. They're just looking at it and doing it in the preview. And nothing is really distinctive showing them that it's just a preview. They think they're in the real task. So that's being fixed. We're gonna try to, where is it? On the app menus, I think, yeah, the app menus are gonna be a little bit different. So instead of like, oh no, I fixed the one. What else?
Can we access this from a mobile phone, as an iPhone or a Samsung, an Android, or is it all basically for a laptop or a PC, Windows, or Mac?
Gonna be for both. And what we've noticed is like even on like a laptop or a desktop, the whole page, it doesn't take up the whole page. It's like really oddly centered, and there's all this like extra white space around that shouldn't be. But then it looks normal on the mobile site. So that's gonna be fixed. What is it? There's gonna be, I'm looking at the placeholders. There's a couple other things that I think we're working on our dev tickets thing on GitHub too. But there's gonna be complete redesign, and it's gonna have better ways for workers to understand how to do things. Requesters understand how to put their tasks up, and then also the DAO stuff. You know, how people could get into the DAO, know what's going on, and it's missing all kinds of information. You know, like click where to go for your help. You know, where the documents are and the guides and things. So all this is being updated. I can give a better update, I think later this week, from Lawrence on the exact specifics, because he's really good at explaining it all better than me with
It'd
this.
be nice to see Lawrence on this call and explain here, like
Yes,
he
thank
said he would.
yeah. Um,
Seems like these UI updates are just taking forever.
yeah, he's in a time crunch to get these published out ASAP because then all kinds of other content and things can be created once he gets that. So he's under a lot of pressure from moi and everyone to get these through.
It may be good to have kind of the UX review also be like a sort of task, I guess.
Oh yeah,
So you can get worker input
Hmm.
on the user interface.
definitely. And then I think too, also, I think we were gonna have like a real time thing of the fees too, getting paid into the DAO page as well. There's so many updates. But right now, yeah, we do need some more workers to do the social tasks, but the big push with all the marketing stuff and the networking things with other projects on EOS is to get more people to put up tasks. So
Yeah, you may. I sent a message before, but yeah, if you need workers, you may also consider sending a message to Jesse from EOSBs, because I know there's probably some overlap, and the people that want to do the B stuff and are open to doing tasks. I think.
yeah, I think so.
Sorry, I lost you all there. Can you hear me again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry about that.
That's okay.
It just went quiet. The phone rang and it just shut all my audio off. So where was we again? You said you was going through the UI and sorting all the user face out and getting the app sorted. So the last question I think it was, will this be ready in say 3 weeks for the 26th of April? So I've got something then to show, when I'm over there, just a bit of training for the kids and the people in the pool.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm gonna get with Lawrence tomorrow to kind of get an update that I can relay all to you guys, and also get his status on how far he is with these. And I'll make sure I tag you and let you know too.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's
26th of
great.
April, right?
Yeah. I'll go on the 26th, right? I've
Okay.
been also speaking to Gabby a little bit about some videos. We've got a studio, and it's obviously we need Think Effects Force needs to have a lot more exposure and a lot more engagement, and we know this, but we've got obviously a small marketing budget or no marketing budget. So everyone's putting sweat equity in, which is great. Everyone's trying, but I think I could probably utilise that if there's something I can do. What's missing now? We need to have more engagement. Obviously, we need more how-tos. We need more content out there, whether it's videos format, which is great. Videos, they're engaging. So I've got a full studio. Even podcasting studio. We can do all sorts of things. Maybe get creative. And so I've got that. So I'm thinking if there's anything you specifically need, maybe just let me know. Just as a even if it's an idea, and we can maybe go through that. And also partnerships. What's the one thing we need now? The most important thing, is it partnerships, do you think, to be able to get some traction, to be able to get some movement, so people know where we are, who we are, so I can collaborate. I've got a good network of people, but I just need to understand how I'm going to add the value to them by them coming to us. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm still uncertain really of how I can add as much value as I can. So I need to be attracting the right people to Effect Force. So is it more requesters you need, like companies who want? So that's So you need more brands basically.
Yeah, we need more people using the platform. So we're gonna kind of
workers.
then workers, because then the workers will come quickly. What I like to shift it is, for the longest time, you remember with the project, we were talking about getting partnerships and things like that. Well, now that it's completely decentralized, the platform is, now it's not so much partnerships, it's getting companies to use the platform. They don't have to partner with us. We just want them to use the platform. So now our big marketing focus is on exposure and onboarding and supporting people who are onboarding using it. That's where the big focus is, because that's how we as a DAO and a project can make money with network fees by people using the platform.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you.
Yeah, being a partner is like, the DAO can't really get into a legal agreement, I think. So the best DAO can do is endorse something and like give people a grant of VFX, right? So like that's what I've done with some EOS projects. I help with that socials page. It's like we're endorsing the ENF, like, and like a partnership. Like I don't know. It seems like in crypto, it can kind of be kind of like a really big buzzword. Basically, having a dialogue is good enough, I think. Just like say we like what
and
these people are
usually,
doing, and they say we like what these people are doing, like, and just
yeah.
communication.
And usually a partnership, it means both sides are giving something. Well, it's better to try to get them to use the platform, because then
I
there's
know.
no risk or commitment to them, and hopefully if we're supportive enough with them, and giving them a grant of EFX that they can use on the platform, and helping them set up their tasks and things like that, and helping them that way, then maybe they'll continue to use the platform and really love it and hit it off, and there we go. So I think that's the most thing, is outreach and advocating and support, and getting people to notice us and use us. That's our biggest focus right now.
So
Is there any? Sorry, is there any sort of what you're aiming at? What sort of request is for any specific jobs, or do you just want any at the moment? It doesn't matter. Have you got like something which you think you can literally shine in, or it just could be anything across the board?
Anything that people can complete remotely, anything.
Yeah.
I would say anything, but I think, well, I guess I can update on what I'm working on. The grant, I think it was like 2 weeks ago passed, and I've been using GPT-4 for a lot of the Python, and it's like, it kind of blows my mind how good it is. It's gonna revolutionize.
Is it?
It's gonna revolutionize software development at the very least, because I already like it. It's so much better than ChatGPT like 3.5. Like it barely makes errors now.
Is it actually writing your code, like for a large part? Hey everyone, by the way, sorry, I just made it in here.
Hey,
well, is it really useful, DJ? Are you like, is it programming?
Yeah,
like the logic and the structure.
Well, yeah, mostly, yeah. I basically first I was like, basically you have to like when you write programs, you can write out like the pseudocode, like what you intend to do logically. And so you just do that and then say write it in Python, and it will generate the Python script for you. Like for me, the hardest trouble seems to be just when I get into like what it's called dependency hell. When like on Windows I'm trying to figure out why is it not working. But in regard to generating code, it's very good now. Well, there are some things it can't do because it's so recent. The latest thing I figured out is how to run the clip interrogator locally. So now using my GPU, I can run it to figure out the content of an image. I figured out how to do that locally. So like I figured out how to do every single component on Python. Now I just need to like build the whole thing. So the only thing with ChatGPT, I mean the GPT-4, is that it can't do like really big, like it's not so good where it just connects into your IDE and you can just have it generate everything. But I feel like that's going to be the case within 6 months, because it's that impressive. But so it's really helping me accelerate. So anyway, I think with my idea is that I'll be able to generate these indexes and have a EOS side. People will be able to find these images. But I think if at network side, this could be a good source of tasks that we subsidize, and then like ideally my goal is in the future to kind of start going to the Ocean Protocol meetings as well, because they're a data marketplace, and so I think one way to outreach to them would be just to be posting good sets of data there, because when I look at their marketplace, it's not like the data they have would be like stuff like prices, which is I guess useful, but other than that they just have public domain data. So like I feel if we generate like an actual unique data set and post it on there, and then start like we can kind of like try to collaborate and see if there's other people interested in having data sets created for them. I think that's the service the DAO can help do. Like for example, Richard, yeah, like unfortunately, yeah, we can't like sign a legal contract, but I do feel like it could be useful if the DAO could pledge to create a type of data set or something, for someone like maybe like some university needs a data set, because there's a lot of research going on in AI and they could use data sets. So I don't know, like if we can get an endorsement if we produce a certain type of data set, like that could be something worthwhile. Another thing, Richard, to consider is so I pitched this idea to Jesse. The ENF has like I don't know how much you're aware of it, but they're pushing the EOS EVM a lot, and basically it's just the Ethereum that's embedded into a smart contract on EOS, and people can use like MetaMask, and it's just like all the other Ethereum ones like Polygon. But anyway, the ENF has like 20 million they plan to invest, and so another thing of news is I've been looking into Dora Hacks, which is another hackathon venue, and they have zero cost for hosting hackathons, and actually they seemed very enthusiastic about helping facilitate a hackathon like at seems like very low cost, basically as a way for them to also gain traction. So I think I recommend Jesse like talk with them more. But anyway, my idea was so this is something I'm also pitching to like you as a DAO member. What do you think of, say, selling over the counter from the DAO to an entity a lump sum of EFX in exchange to be used for something? So for example, with the ENF, my idea is, say, it will be like 20 million EFX for like $250,000, and this $250,000 is used to facilitate hackathons on Dora Hacks to build EOS EVM like dApps, like as a prize money, not in one, but like say over 3 years we have one hackathon every quarter, something like that. That's like an idea I had, and Jesse said he pitched to you this. I don't know if it's necessarily one that like will be a hit, but like it's an idea like that. Like
yes, great idea, because we need to really raise money to be able to get some traction, don't we, to put it into the right things. I was thinking even a small raise. I was thinking, how can we create a small raise, from, just like say, but we need to directly target what we're going to do, what I mean? So we're more specific with what we're aiming at, really, like you just said. But yeah, it's a great idea, that is. Like brainstorming.
So Jesse said, like, if for something like that would require a contract and the DAO can't do it, but Jesse did say that the foundation could do something as a proxy like for it. And so I don't know what can come about of this, but that's just another idea to consider, because I know, like, basically I do think...
Yeah, definitely. And I'm in favor of the idea. I think if you look at Effect Networks tokenomics, there's two really large pools of tokens. One is the treasury of the DAO, and one is the tokens that are managed by the foundation right now. but these tokens are like, they don't have a purpose right now, but they will, like they might be really useful. If you can imagine, like if we could swap a part of the DAO treasury for USD over the counter for like a stable coin or EOS or like some other tokens, it would give us a lot more, I think, firepower to attract, to give hackathon prize money, or to attract other talent from different industries to work on Effect Network and to be more involved. So I think it's a really worthwhile thing to explore if the markets are healthy enough. And I think right now it's a good time to start thinking about something like that, because with AI coming up and EOS getting back into shape, I think it would work out timing wise. So I'm in favor. It's definitely a discussion to have with the DAO members, and yeah. And like DJ said, if for contract wise, the foundation and the DAO, I think it makes sense if the foundation would be involved, because that would give any EOS Network Foundation or someone that's interested in investing that amount some security, like, because there's an entity to sign, there's that's a bit more stable and less risky, I think, in that sense. So it would make sense to do that sort of together. But I definitely think the DAO should be very involved as well, because it's there's a lot of tokens in the DAO, and it just makes sense to have that be a leading party.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
in summary, yeah. So if you think there may be a potential way to, I guess, exchange a big portion of EFX in exchange for like funding to build out something like hackathons or Central, I think the DAO should do that to secure the funding, because I do feel like we kind of are lacking funds, like and I guess, and if those funds can be translated into development, I think that will help out a lot.
So how much do you think we need? Like 100 grand worth, say USD, or 250,000 USDs worth? What's your target? You know, just a quick, you know what I mean? Don't have to be perfect now. It's just thinking out loud. Because it's basically can use that as collateral then, can't they? And maybe go to VC or somebody who would potentially lend against the obviously FX. What's in the treasury, say, to the amount of what we want. That'd be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it would all depend on the terms, but for me, I'm thinking primarily, like, I'm hoping Jesse can get into like a really good conversation with the door hacks point of contact, because for me, like, it's what I envisioned, like when the DAO first began, right? Just hackathons, right? The pipeline. So I think if we have, it wouldn't even need to be much. If we could say have just $10,000 base, for a hackathon, just USD. So like no matter what, like we don't know how the volatility of EFX goes, at least their prize pool has $10,000. That will encourage at least 20 people, I think, to participate. And then with that, every quarter we could have new applications that we can talk about that use effect force. I mean, and our dApps, that we can show off that this is a working product. And then if Effect Network does well, we can increase the price pool with the EFX, but we'll always have a base, right? Because like the problem is we don't want to have too much of a price pool now, because if we have like a super big price pool and it's only EFX, the only way they can really have access to the reward is if they sell it, right? And this will just kind of be pretty bad tokenomics wise if every quarter it's done that way. But if we have $100, like even 100,000, I think will be enough to just secure this pipeline. Especially if door hacks allows us to do it very cheaply.
Yeah, definitely worth thinking about. So we just need to go and traction on it. Obviously, it's not my field, the developer side. I'm more introductions, collaborations, the so-called partnerships, whatever you want to call them. But I'm here to help and do what I can, really. But I need to be guided as well, to where you want to put the most, use most of the energy. Where we're going to put it, you know what I mean? Where we're going to aim at, because there's so much you can do. We're all busy, so it's about being most efficient, isn't it? Getting best bang for buck, really, with your time.
Yeah, alternatively, like once we get one hackathon going, if we can just find sponsors as well, that maybe like they want to have, the dApps be like a certain like theme or something, like they contribute, say, X amount of money to the prize pool, and then the dApps build can be like a certain theme, like GameFi or research or anything really. Yeah, like I don't know, like not telling you to go for anything specific, just like telling you like what potential things could work.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think it's really important who would be interested in that, right? So for the ENF, for me, it makes a lot of sense because we're based on EOS and we've been on their blockchain for a long time, and they obviously have a lot of benefit if Effect does well and does a lot of transactions on their platform. It creates a lot of traction for them as well, and even a hackathon on Effect Network is making use of EOS, so people are basically investing in both projects, their time and their energy to build something, which is what the hackathons are for, to establish. So I think that will be an amazing partnership, and it makes sense, like for the DAO to give tokens and to get funding back to finance these hackathons. I really like that, like where that idea comes from. So that's a specific one I really like. But even as long as the projects involved have some benefit from Effect Network, right? If it's a GameFi project that needs playtesting or needs something with the human input element that they actually need Effect Network for, I think that could make very valuable partnerships. And hackathons are a great platform for doing these type of things, where programmers can experiment and develop quick applications for different industries. So I think it's a really good angle for these types of for finding funding, basically, for finding funding from the DAO.
Yeah, on that note, one minor thing. So the proposals that passed the ATPs, we had an issue where they expired too quickly. So when executed, they wouldn't work. So I think Jesse published another one for the DeFi box, a resolution instead, to have that money sent. So like a separate ATP.
Yeah, I can quickly explain. I wanted to discuss this. I have to jump off in about 5 minutes because we have the Twitter Spaces, and I have a little prep before. But what happened is we created these ATPs, which are basically EOS multisig transactions. But when you create these transactions, there is a deadline until when you can execute them. And the method we were using to generate the transactions put the deadline a bit too early. It's a bit of a silly bug. So it means that after the voting and after the high guard voting on basically executing the past proposals, we cannot execute them anymore. And it's a technical issue, as we need to make sure that these proposals, the ATPs, are at least valid for the voting duration and the cycle duration added together. So yeah, it's a bit of an annoying issue because the DAO has voted these proposals in, right? They've gone through, like, we've discussed the proposals, we've put them out there, we've voted on them, they've clearly succeeded. But now the ATP on them has expired, especially on the DeFi box one. It's kind of an issue because those funds had some priority. We wanted to get them to DeFi box shortly, so we can move forward with the marketing initiative. So one way to solve it would be, first of all, the technical issue we're already working on. We'll have that solved really soon. So it's like basically I made a mistake creating these proposals because I didn't pay enough attention to the expiration dates. But we're going to make sure that cannot happen anymore. But the proper solution would maybe be to create these proposals again, post them, and then we have to wait another 2 weeks until they're approved. The DAO would have to vote again, but it feels a bit silly because, like, first of all, DAO members already voted on exactly that proposal and it's already approved. And to me, it feels this sort of fits the label of a technical issue where this shouldn't have happened, but because it's basically the first ATPs that got created, this issue only shows now. And like I feel that it would be more beneficial for the DAO, but also for like for us DAO members to not be like exhausted with all the voting that has to happen on things over and over. I think we should have a high guard resolution. That was what I proposed, to basically recreate the transaction that the process would execute and have the high guard vote on it to pass it anyways. So it's basically mimicking the exact same transaction. The high guard resolution would have to accept that, and then we can still execute that transaction, which at the moment we can still do, because with high guard resolutions we can basically, we can bypass the proposal system. So that was the solution I wanted to propose. I put it out there already. There is in the high guard Discord channel. I'm not sure if everyone can see that, but I can link it as well in the main channel. There is a link to the new transaction to be executed. I'll also write a proposal about it, as DJ suggested, like to communicate clearly that this is happening. But that was my solution, and I think it. To me, that makes sense. As long as we communicate transparently what's happening, we fix the technical issue, and we will use one high guard resolution right now to fix these two proposals that are not able to execute because of the expiration. Then sort of we can move past this issue, I think. But of course, this is a DAO sort of matter. So yeah, we need to discuss it, and would love to hear what you guys think about it, or if there's a better way to go about it.
Well, it seems like you only got a couple minutes left, so I think we'll have to leave it for the next DAO call.
Yeah, the next DAO call is in 2 weeks, which also would be like kind of too late. So I think I'll be here for 2 more minutes. So I can, if there's objections, then that would be good to hear. But also just we can of course drop it in Discord, or even have another call, DAO call, a bit sooner than in 2 weeks, to make sure it's okay. But I'll definitely write this out so people can read it. There's not like, and
well,
not all DAO members can hear
establish
anyways.
what a resolution is, because I was actually surprised that you can actually do that. So,
well, like for example, a code update for the smart contract, and like at the moment, if you look at the permission structure for the DAO, it's possible to do, for example, code updates to the contract, and they technically they don't have to be approved by the entire DAO. And also, if you in the constitution, it mentions like these high guard resolutions for like making these type of changes. We once had it before when recovering the stolen funds for a DAO member, where we basically updated a contract to recover stolen funds that were being unstaked by a hacker. These are like the sort of resolutions that bypass the proposal system.
If that's the case,
and they need like a signatures from the effect team and.
I know I approved your MSIG, but I feel like we shouldn't normalize using the resolution systems for inconveniences. While it's true that it may be bad,
that's fair. I get that.
It may be bad that I think like, since like the foundation has its funds, like I think the foundation could just send it, and it just kind of be all like combined together into the monster bill that that we owe the foundation. So I don't think it's necessarily like an emergency. So I don't know. Maybe I should I think it'll be better if you just I think the number 2 option, basically, maybe the foundation just sends the EFX, and everything the DAO owes the foundation can be done in another ATP that's not expired.
Yeah, no, that's definitely also a good option. Like I don't even,
because what happens in the future if other
feel
people
like I should push this too much, because like I made the mistake, right? And I made the DAO proposal. So for me, I really want to hear what you guys think about it. But if that's like, I totally get what you're saying, DJ. So that for me, that's also totally fine. And maybe it's a bit more, it's the better option. So yeah.
Yeah, that's my feeling on it, because it's not like that big of a deal, I think, to like to need a resolution. And we don't, and I like in the future there may be other cases where it's past expiration, and I think it should be again. Don't, have a resolution if other people like in the case, like maybe other ATPs happen. So yeah, I guess that summarizes, and I don't want you guys late for your Twitter space.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
agree
no, I
though.
get it. I get it.
Resolution should be really thought out. That, you know, you just need to quickly fix something. That's not a resolution.
Well, if something's broken, then I think, and it can be fixed. That's what resolutions are for. We should fix it with like, things can break, right? Things can get hacked and things can break. So
Yeah.
in how I see it, it would be like if there's a mistake in ATPs or it doesn't work as intended. Well, it's clearly that the intention of a proposal was this. This should have happened by the code as we kind of agreed on. But something else happened. I feel that needs to be fixed, and I think that that's where resolutions can. That's exactly where they can help. But I also totally agree that this is not a really important one. It's not urgent. We can actually get around it. So yeah, maybe we shouldn't even touch that. So totally fair. Yeah, I get that. I think I agree.
Yeah, like I'm not saying if something's broke, don't fix it right away, and a resolution might be the way to go, but I do think there needs to be a sense of priority, importance, I guess. I don't know. Not saying don't use a resolution.
Yeah.
This needs to be the last choice.
Yeah. All right. I think there can be two camps in this. Like, I maybe see it in a bit different way, but I totally get the way you guys see it. So yeah, I'll definitely not push it too hard. Like, like try to get this through. I think if in hearing what you guys think about it already makes me realize, all right, it's not necessary to push a resolution or something like this. We can just do it in a like clear, a bit more slow way, and that's maybe the better way for the DAO. So all right, sorry, I'm gonna go to the Twitter
Go.
Spaces call. So do listen in. If you can. And yeah, sorry for being here so short. Next time I will be here the full length of the call. Bye,
Cool.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. I want to listen to the Twitter space.
Should I schedule another DAO call for this coming Wednesday, a week from today? That maybe we can talk more about resolution stuff and things.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna
put that on an agenda.
Yeah, I'll do that. We'll call it Biweekly DAO Call 2.0.
To be continued next week.
Okay, so I put one on the 12th.
Okay. All right. Twitter time.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Next week, guys.
See ya
Bye
next
for
week.
now.
Bye.
Yeah.